When the real estate market pivots, it's not just a small change. It creates this massive opening for anyone who's actually paying attention. And right now, a huge opportunity is shaping up for 2026. So in the next few minutes, we're going to give you the exact playbook to take advantage of it. Let's get right into it.
So, this is the big question, right? Is this coming housing market a threat, or is it a huge opportunity? I mean, for a lot of people, any big shift feels kind of threatening. But for the savvy agents, for the smart investors out there, it is the exact opposite. It's a landscape that is just ripe with potential. You just have to know where to look.
And that's exactly what we're going to focus on. We found 3 game-changing shifts that are all coming together right now. And trust me, understanding these isn't just helpful. It's the key to unlocking a whole new level of business for you. And it all starts with really getting the sheer scale of the opportunity here. There is a specific niche in this market that is not only huge, but it's also being pretty much ignored by most of your competition.
Okay, look at this number. 1 million. That's how many deals went down in the small 1 to 4 unit property market just last year alone. We're not talking about some tiny little niche here. This is a massive, multi-billion-dollar slice of the whole real estate pie.
Now here's where it gets really interesting. Who's driving this million transaction market? Well, a whopping 93% of these deals are done by mom-and-pop investors. We're not talking about faceless corporations, we're talking about everyday people. The kind of clients you probably already have in your phone.
And this, right here, this is the secret weapon. Most of these deals are happening off-market. They're not on the MLS. They're not on the big portals. So while everyone else is out there fighting over the same scraps of inventory, you can be operating in a wide-open blue ocean with almost zero competition.
Okay, so let's get into our first big shift, and you'll see how this all connects. This one directly tackles the biggest headache for buyers over the last few years. Not enough homes and way too much competition.
It all kicked off on January 7th. President Trump made an announcement, and I'm quoting here. "My administration is moving to ban Wall Street firms from buying up single-family homes." Now this is a potential game changer. I mean, think about it. For years, your clients have been completely outgunned by these massive all-cash offers from big institutions.
So what we're seeing is a move from a market where your clients were just constantly losing out to a new market where Main Street buyers finally have a real fighting chance. The whole point of this policy is to level the playing field and get more homes back on the market for regular people.
And that leads us perfectly into our second shift. See, with more homes available, we also need more buyers who can actually qualify. And thanks to a really important rule change, that's exactly what's happening. A whole new group of people can now get into the market.
Back in November of 2025, the GSEs, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, they got rid of their minimum 620 credit score requirement. So instead of just looking at one number, lenders are now doing a more holistic review. They're looking at things like your cash reserves and if you have a history of paying things like rent and utilities on time.
I mean, this just opens the floodgates for so many people who are locked out before. Think about young professionals who just haven't had enough time to build a long credit history. Or what about self-employed people whose income looks a little different? This creates a brand new pool of qualified buyers for you to work with.
And that brings us to the third and final shift. This is the engine that really powers this whole thing: affordability. Let's talk about what lower interest rates are doing. With the economy finding its footing, new government directives are helping to push those mortgage rates down. And you can see it right here. The difference between an old mortgage at over 6% and today's rates, which are hovering around 5.5%, is, well, it's huge. That means lower monthly payments and way more buying power for your clients. So what does this actually mean for you when you're prospecting? It gives you real, solid reasons to pick up the phone. You can call anyone who bought a home with a higher rate. You can reach out to long-term owners sitting on a mountain of equity or baby boomers who need to downsize. For the first time in a while, the math actually works for them to make a move.
All right, so we've covered the what and the why. We see the shifts happening in the market, we see the opportunity that's bubbling up. But now we get to the most important part. How do you actually turn all this insight into action? Well, we've got a clear, simple prospecting playbook for you. And your playbook really just boils down to 3 simple steps. First, you're going to mine the gold that you're already sitting on, your CRM. Second, we'll target homeowners who are statistically primed to sell right now. And third, we're going to go out and find those brand new pools of qualified buyers.
So let's break down step 1. Go through your past client list. Look for anybody who owns a second home, or maybe a 1 to 4 unit rental property. Find anyone who's gone through a big life change. Then, just run the numbers for them. Show them exactly how much they could save by refinancing or just moving with today's lower rates.
Now, for step 2, let's get strategic. You want to focus on people who've owned their home for 15 years or more. They are sitting on a ton of equity, and they're perfect candidates to either sell or maybe do a 1031 exchange to put off paying capital gains. Your title company can be a huge help here in getting you lists of these prime prospects.
And for step 3, go find those new buyers we talked about. You can prospect high-end apartment complexes where people have the income but maybe didn't have the credit score before. Target rental communities for professionals like nurses and teachers. And this is key. Connect them with a great mortgage broker who really gets how to work with these new, more flexible lending rules.
You've got to remember, these 3 shifts, less competition from Wall Street, more qualified buyers, and lower rates, they're all coming together to create this really powerful, but temporary, window of opportunity. This isn't going to be the new normal forever. It's a unique moment in the market that you really have to act on.
Listen, the best spring selling season we've seen in years is right around the corner. It's here. The market has literally handed you the perfect script and a whole new audience to talk to. So the only question left is, are you ready to act? Is your playbook ready to go? Because the time to jump on this opportunity is right now.